Your hands and then I will move to you. Is that right? Or is there anything that anything that you would like to add on? Okay? Okay, so let's start.
Sorry, before that, before we answer any questions, Kozaki Sensei will just go through a couple of slides while introducing a few things.
そうですね。Nice to meet you. 人も来てくれた人も何人かいらっしゃるので、改めて自己紹介というのも恥ずかしいんですけど。
I'm pretty sure there are a couple of you people who I've seen yesterday during my live drawing, so I think doing a self-introduction again today is a little bit embarrassing for me.
まあ多分イベント終わりでもう皆さんお疲れだと思うので、ここで疲れを癒してで元気に帰っていただければと思います。
And I know that you guys are really tired from the event all day, and this is the last panel session of the day as well. So I hope you can use this session to sort of like relax and rest up, and so that you can go back feeling in a nice mood.
話が長いなと思ったら寝ていただいても大丈夫です。
If you think that maybe my talk is a little bit too long-winded or too boring, it's fine. It's absolutely fine for you to just go to sleep.
疲れを癒してください。
Please just rest away.
こんにちは、小崎祐介と申します。日本でキャラクターデザインやイラストレーションの仕事をしています。
Hello, my name is Kozaki Yusuke, and I'm an illustrator character designer from Japan.
2000年から漫画家としてスタートして、2005年かな2005年2006年ぐらいに初めてアニメーションのキャラクターデザインをして、その後、ノーマヒーローズっていうゲームのキャラクターデザインを、そのあたりからイラストとキャラクターデザインの仕事が中心になってきました。
So around the year of 2000, I began my career as a manga artist in mangaka, and around the year of around 2006, I was given the work of being a character designer for one animation title. And from then on, I was hired to do character illustrations and designs for a game called No More Heroes. And ever since No More Heroes, my career as a character designer has since taken off.
でかなりエログロのある結構血とか出るかなりバイオレンスなゲームだったんですけど、どういうわけかこのゲームのデザインを見て気に入って、次にファイアーエンブレムの仕事が来ました。
So as you've seen in the previous slide, the style of this game is a lot of eroticness and a lot of grotesqueness. This game has a lot of blood, it's very violent, and after that, working after that game title, I was given the work on Fire Emblem, as you can see here.
1回のキャラクターデザインで60人、70人キャラクターデザインをするっていうのは本当に初めてだったので、何もわからないまま本当に始めて、本当に疲弊しながらデザインをしたのを覚えています。
And for one Fire Emblem title, I was given the task to design 60 characters. And at the time, I was still relatively inexperienced, so I have really vivid memories of really struggling through the work process.
で、このタイトルがですね、すごく北米の方でたくさんプレイしていただけて、でめでたくその次にファイアーエンブレムフェイズっていう続編が出ることになりました。
So the previous image that you see, it's one of the visual arts for Fire Emblem Awakening. This title had received lots of love in the North American territories, and because of that reception, I was given the opportunity to work on the next installment of the Fire Emblem series, which is Fire Emblem Fates.
前作で70人キャラクターデザインをした上で、さらに微妙につながりのあるその続編でさらに60人ぐらいデザインしなきゃいけなかったので、とにかくキャラクターが一人一人被らないように全部違うキャラクターとしてデ ザインをさらに追加で書かなきゃいけないっていうので、さらに大変でした。
Designing for Fire Emblem Fates was really difficult because Fire Emblem Fates was kind of a sequel to Awakening, but at the same time not really because we had some recurring characters. So I already had this base 70 from Awakening, and then with Fates we're giving an additional 60 on top of that. So I had to redesign about like 130 characters. So I really had a tough time making sure that there were no duplicate characters behind each other.
で今度はコンシューマーから主戦場が今ゲームの主戦場が主な戦う場所というかメインの場所が一時期コンシューマーからスマホのゲームになったんですね。でその時にファイアーエンブレムもスマホのゲームを出そうということで、まだファイアーエンブレムフェイズの仕事が終わってないのにそのまま今度ファイアーエンブレムヒーローズの仕事を始めることになりました。
So the series of the Fire Emblem games, they started out as a console game, but they decided that, maybe we should make a smartphone version of this game too. And I remember very vividly that I was still in the process of character design for Fates, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they said, we would like you to do work for Heroes as well. Heroes is the smartphone software.
開発会社のここのことを殺そうとしてるのが。
No, I really think sometimes that these people are just trying to kill me.
で、これはもちろん今もサービス継続中です。
And of course, Fire Emblem Heroes is still ongoing in service.
でもファイアーエンブレムヒーローズとほぼ同じぐらいの時期に今度ポケモン GO っていうゲームがリリースされました。
And in the meantime, while my work for Heroes was ongoing, Pokemon Go had released.
これはもう説明しなくても分かるぐらい世界中でニュースになってたと思うので、知ってるとは思うんですけども、位置情報ゲームですね。
I believe there's no need for any introduction from Pokemon Go as its popularity speaks for itself, so I'll just go through with it.
一番最初は僕も杉森さん原作のポケットモンスターみたいなデフォルメされたキャラクターを最初ラフで描いたんですけど、ポケモン GO は現実の世界が舞台だからデフォルメされたポケモンと現実の世界をつなぐようなリアリティのある人間のキャラクターをデザインしてほしいということで人間のキャラクターをデザインしました。
And so, while doing work for Pokemon Go, I was under the supervision of Mr. Sugimori. Sugimori is the original designer for the Pokemon series. And so the style of Pokemon is to combine a sort of like deformed chibi-esque style of characters into a very realistic world setting. So we had to figure out how to combine these two elements together.
で、この時ポケモン GO の作業で、ポケモン GO の作業でちょっと悩んだことがあって、その時にもともと知り合いだった、ポケモン、サン&ムーンのディレクターをやってる大森さんとちょっとご飯を一緒に食べる機会があって、でその時にポケモンのデザイナーをちょっとやってくれる人を探してるっていうことを言ったので、そこで初めて僕もソード&シールドからポケモンのデザインそのものにも加わるようになりました。
And so, during the development process for designs for Pokemon Go, I really had a bit of struggles. But I actually had a friend working in Sun and Moon, and his name is Mori. He's the director of Sun and Moon. I was just having a bit of food with him, just eating, and I actually told him that I wanted to do work in an actual Pokemon monster design, and so I was given that order for Sword and Shield.
ポケモンのデザインをしてると世界中のどこに行ってもみんなポケモンのデザインしてるっていうだけでみんな笑顔になってフレンドリーに接してくれるんで、子供たちもすごく気持ちを許してくれるので本当にやってよかったなと思ってます。
And really doing this sort of work, designing a Pokemon monster design, is really fun because like you get to create things that kids would love and kids will like automatically the moment they see it. So this kind of work really feels big joy.
あとはまあ自分がこうデザインしたものがこう子どもたちの相棒になったりコミュニケーションのツールになってくれてるって思うので、それがすごく嬉しいですね。
It really makes me happy to see that the very design that I made has turned into sort of like a partner for children to be friends with and to journey onto their path to Pokemon.
で他にもいろいろとゲームのキャラクターデザインをしていてAI ソムニウムファイルズっていうゲームとか、あとはアニメーションのゴジラのキャラクターデザイン、などもやってたりします。
And along that path, I've also done character designs for AI Songless Files and as well as this animated CG film Godzilla.
これはNetflix とかで見れるので、ぜひ機会があったら見てみてください。
This is on Netflix, so if you ever have the free time to watch it, so please do.
という感じですかね。はい。僕の自己紹介以上です。
And that's about it. That's my self-introduction book.
じゃあなんかもし質問とかあったら何でも聞いてみてください。
And so if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot away.
Okay, so can we start off with the questions that we have received from the Google form? Okay, the first question is, what was your source of inspiration when designing characters for Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates?
ファイアーエンブレムウッドを覚醒をデザインしたときは、クライアントからキャラクターシートというのを渡されて、それに向こうがこうイメージするハリウッド俳優とかモデルさんの写真とかがこう小さいのが貼ってあったんですね。で基本的にはそれを、参考に、だいぶ変わったものもあるんですけど、変わっちゃったものもあるんですけど、基本的にはそれを参考にデザインするっていうのが中心でした。
Regarding for testing. Regarding the source of inspiration for when designing for Awakening and If, I've actually received the order from the client, and it would be a document filled with little mugshots of like Hollywood actors or actresses. And basically they will tell me to draw a character this way using this image, and so it has sort of like this strong emphasis on Hollywood actors and actresses.
Okay, next question. Which would you say is your most memorable project and why?
一番思い入れのあるプロジェクト。一番思い入れのあるプロジェクトは何だろう。そうですね。でもそのファイアーエンブレム覚醒がヒットした時に続編のファイアーエンブレムイフが、発売に企画がすぐだったんですけど、その時に任天堂の社長、その時に社長だったもう亡くなってしまったんですけど、岩田悟さんという、方が続編を作る条件として僕の続投っていうのを1個だけ言ってらしたらしくて、そういうファイアーエンブレムフェイツはすごく心に残ってるタイトルというか、はい、だと思います。
Regarding a most memorable project, it's a little bit hard to say, but I believe that when Fire Emblem Awakening had received major success across the world, a plan for the next installment had already been in the works. And at the time, the president of Nintendo of Japan, Mr. Iwata Satoru, who unfortunately passed away a few years after that, planned the the sequel to Awakening. But there was one condition for the sequel to begin production, and that was to hire Kozaki-san again as a character designer. And I believe that really, really touched me personally because that means that I've contributed that much, just that much to the project as a whole.
まあ、岩田さん、55歳っていう若さで亡くなられてしまったんですね。で、岩田さん、実はポケモン GO の開発にも関わっていて、それでもキャラクターデザイン、それは本当にたまたまだったんですけど、岩田さんがまあ残したゲームがこう今も7年経っても続いているということは嬉しいし、誇らしくは思っています。
Regarding Mr. Iwata, it's a bit of a how do I say, a bit of a loss that he had passed away at a very young age of 55, and coincidentally he was also involved with the production and development of Pokemon Go. But it was really a coincidence for me as well to be involved with the project, and I will still continue to do my best.
Moving on to the next question. Would like to ask if Kozaki Sensei has any tips on creating dynamic art composition with so many characters.
構図の作り方、そうですね、ちょっとこれはレクチャーで書いてたやつなんですけど、これを海外の学校で出してた画像なんですけど、例えばファイアーエンブレム覚醒だとこういう感じでポイントになるところにキャラクターの顔を置いたりとかで、視線誘導ですね、っていうのをかなり意識して、線につながる、なんて説明したらいいのか分かんないですけどねとにかく左右で同じ線上に対になるキャラクターがいるようにしたりとか、そういうことを意識してます。
This image that I'm showing it to you, it's something that I drew in the previous lecture. This was done for a sort of an arts and design school somewhere overseas. If you can see the grid that I drew, you will see that there are sort of like character heads at specific points in the image and how they correlate with the circles in the background. I've sort of like rearranged it to make it look like a good balance so that they don't throw off the balance of the circles in the back, and also to make sure that the characters on either side look balanced out as well, and basically paying attention to a few ratios in terms of each character's heights and how they're placed far apart from each other.
で他にも、例えばこの絵なんですけど、これは死の国が敵になるっていう話のテーマなんですけど、これはパッと見は普通のイラストなんですけど、実は骸骨になっているみたいな、そういう構図で。
やば。
For example, this is a sort of like a main visual for a chapter in Fire Emblem Heroes. It's based off the theme of the Line of the Dead. If you just look at it from afar, it looks like your typical illustration with characters here and there, but I've actually drew it to have a overall, how do I say, layout of a skull, like so.
ファイアーエンブレム覚醒だとこういう武器の角度を全員合わせてみんな同じ方向に向かって一緒に戦っている雰囲気を出したり、それを印象付けるようにしたりしました。
And for Awakening, if you can see all the yellow lines, each and every character's weapons are all angled at the same direction, and they're all parallel to each other, and they're all basically facing to the left. That means they're all fighting together, and I thought that would make for a more interesting image.
そうですね。まあそういう感じで絵はやってますね。
And that's
That was such a troll.
Just now we learned that for Fire Emblem series, a lot of Hollywood character influences were being used because requested by client. But aside from that, how much creative freedom did you have when designing their characters?
基本的には全部自由にやらせてもらってますね。あんまり厳しく縛られるっていうことがなくて、向こうが意図してなかったものと違うものがこっちが上げても、あ、これもいいですねみたいな感じで通してくれたりはしてます。割とでもキャラクターを作る段階でミーティングしてこんなキャラがいいんじゃないですかねって一緒に話し合って作ることが最近は多いです。
Honestly, the client does give me a lot of creative freedom. Whenever I think that maybe changing this up a bit this way would be better, I do make this sort of like suggestions to the client, and at times we will have this little discussions between each other, both sides, that yeah, maybe we'll just end up going with the suggestion you made. And I do believe that in more recent projects, this is more apparent, and we do discuss a lot about this.
Okay. Is there an easy way to draw a character that even a newbie can draw it beautifully?
そうですね、少し長くなるかもしれないんですけど、これは向こうの学校でレクチャーしたことでもありますけど、どこだったのかな、僕キャラクターデザインにおいて大事なものの順位っていうのがあって、最初がコンセプトで、次にシルエットで、カラーリングがあって、ディティールっていうのがあると思います。
I believe this topic might be a bit long, so basically this is something that I prepared for the Overseas Arts and Design School I mentioned previously. These are the 4 design priorities that I keep in mind: concept, silhouette, coloring, and details.
で、デザインコンセプトは置いといて、なんでコンセプトが大事っていうのは当然なんですけど、
We'll just skip through concept, but concept is important. But
一番重要視してるのは、僕が重要視してるのはやっぱりシルエットです。
Concept is very important, but what I put most important is silhouette.
人がキャラクター、人間が何かものを見たときに、一番最初に脳に入ってくる情報っていうのがシルエットなんですね。
Especially the first thing a person sees when they lay their eyes on a character design, the first thing they'll notice is the silhouette of the character.
なぜかというと、それって自分の命を守る防衛本能に関わる部分だからです。
It is because that this is actually a very primal instinct, because to recognize the silhouette of something, like it would connect to sort of like your fight or flight responses.
それが人間なのか犬なのか恐竜なのか UFO なのか、それを一番最初に判断しないとやっぱり命に関わりますよね。
After all, it's really like a matter of life or death, whether you can recognize that thing at first sight, whether is it a person, is it a dinosaur, is it a dog, or is it even a UFO?
だから逆にその人間の本能を逆手にとってシルエットが一番かっこよければ、そのかっこいいシルエットが瞬時に人の脳に入ってくるわけです。
And so, building upon that primal instinct, if you can really make a really cool and eye-catching silhouette, it will do you really good to capture the customer's attention.
本当に何でしたっけ、インターネット上とかで自分の描いた絵をなんとなく ウェブサーフィンをしてるときに人が見てくれる時間って見ててください。これぐらいのスピードなんですよ。絵をさっと見てくれるスピードって。
And you do have to keep in mind that when you're surfing on the internet and browsing through pictures, people really just swipe through images really quickly. They just zip by, like how I demonstrated.
でもこの短い時間でいい印象を与えなきゃいけないんですよ、デザインで。
And so, what I have to do now is that I have to appeal to the customer in this short amount of time to capture their attention.
だからほんのちょっとしか見てない人の中にはこれぐらいの情報しか入ってないんですよ。
So for the people who have only seen like a piece of art for that short period, this is basically the impression that they'll receive, their very first impression.
細かいディティールはもう見えないんですよね。
And you really won't be able to see the intricate details of it.
でもシルエットはなんとなく分かりますよね。
But you'll be able to at least recognize the silhouette.
だからシルエットが重要なんですよ。
That's the important part of it.
そうだから、イラストをきれいにかっこよく見せるためにはシルエットをかっこよく描けるってことが何よりも重要だと思います。
Drawing very beautiful art is good and all, but if you can't get the silhouette down, it won't really hold any meaning.
絵を見てくれる人ってみんな一生懸命見てくれる人だけじゃなくて、もう本当になんかあちこち見ててパッと目に入れる人とか SNS でこうスクロールしててパッと流れていく瞬間だったりとか、何か他のことをしながらぼーっと見てる人とか、そういう人たち全員を相手に知っていかないといけないんです。
Because the kind of people you would have to quote unquote fight with is people who will either actually look at your art very attentively, or people who are looking at your art but also looking at other things at the same time, or people who are scrolling through social media through like a barrage of like colorful images, or a person who's like looking at your art but they're also on their phone, but at the same time they're also paying attention to their surroundings. So these are the kind of things you have to keep in mind.
だからよりダイナミックでかっこよくて印象に残るシルエット、ポージングも含めてですねっていうのを考えると、とてもいい絵になっていくんじゃないかなって思います。
So you really have to create a dynamic silhouette, and this also includes posing as well.
はい、以上です。
Yes, that's all for this one.
Thank you. Before we open the questions to the floor, one last question received from Google Form. It's a very tricky one. So, what Pokemon do you think your favorite Fire Emblem character would use?
I choose.
難しい質問しますね。英語でだとルシナですけど、ルシナは影もような気がするな。
Oh, but at least that's what I think.
他にファイアーエンブレムフェイスから龍馬は多分英語名がわかんないですけど、ドドゲザン。
The other one would have to be Yoma from a Fire Emblem Fates, and his Pokemon would be King Gambit.
Everyone's
マークスは 忘れちゃった。
One word.
Just give me a moment to search it out.
So Sensei is searching through the information that he's going to provide you. So maybe you can think of the questions that you would like to ask. Each person will get to ask one question at one time.
It's not about Leo. It's about what would Leo use. No, sorry, Max. No, sorry, not that. Xander. Because no, it's no. There.
From Fire Emblem Fates as well, marks would be
Yeah.
AD slash.
レオン。
Leo.
これなんか考えるの結構楽しいですね。
Next up, but like now that I see this, thinking about it really is quite fun.
It's not commented. I don't know, but isn't it? Yeah, of course, Leo is tomato.
なんかでもパッと出てこない。
Nothing really comes to mind at the moment.
パッと出てこないけど、でもいると思う。
Nothing really comes to mind at the moment, but I'm sure there's one.
ちょっと考えておきます。
It's just that I think about it.
Okay, so we can open the questions to the floor. I'll start from this side. Anyone wants to ask? Okay.
What is it like to get a job in the art industry, and especially in game studios? Examples, requirements, admission process, and is reputation and experience important?
SNS で公開して自己プロデュースっていうのをしっかりできている人っていうのはやっぱり会社の人もそういうスター性のあるデザイナーに依頼することが結構多いので、自己プロデュースがしっかりできている人だと思います。
It really depends on your own design, and especially you need to really put yourself out there on social media. If you have the ability to do like self-produce, as in like self-maintain your own branding, your own design, your own image online, there are plenty of companies out there that would want to reach out. Because honestly speaking, there are a lot of companies that are looking for people who can do good designs.
自分の求める自分のやりたいスタイルとみんなの需要がうまく合った時に結構依頼ってくることが
So just follow on with your own art style because that will make you stand out from the crowd and you will definitely get some fun in the game.
だからやりやすいやり方としてはみんなが求めているものの中で自分がこれだったらやりたいなっていうものを見つけるっていうのが一番近道かなとは思います。
But if you like to find a more sort of like a quicker way to getting work, perhaps you can look at what everyone is doing, like something like a popular kind of like trend or whatever. Just find if there's anything that you yourself like to do. Just try it out, and maybe you might be able to just do that work.
ただたまに僕みたいな全くトレンドに手を出さずに自分のスタイルだけでやってきて、たまたまこう求められるようになるっていうタイプの人間もいることにはなります。
But that being said, I myself don't really go for these trends, and so I've been making my living out all these past few years, just being myself and doing my own art style. So there are people like me out there as well.
僕の絵はトレンドっていうのはあまり入れないで、変な絵の持ってる変な癖みたいなものを全て排除していて、公共性っていうものを高めていたんですよ。それが多分任天堂さんとかが気に入ってくれた要因かなとは思います。
Especially in my own art, I don't really put anything that would show like the era it was drawn in. For example, if let's say I drew this in the 2000s, it would like I wouldn't include any elements to show that this was drawn in the 2000s. And I've put the effort to make my art timeless, and I believe that's why Nintendo had approached me in the first place.
多分それが僕のスタイルなんだろうなと思います。
So I think that is my own art style.
Thank you. Can we have a second question from the left side? Yes.
I actually have a question about Fire Emblem Fates or Fire Emblem If, I think it was called Japan. And I wanted to know when Kozaki sensei designed the Nora Kingdom, the darker of the two, what was his main inspiration to create the sort of dichotomy between the light and dark kingdoms? So what was like the Nora side?
デザインモチーフ、デザインはでもゴシックなもの、ゴシックっていうのと、何だったかな、もう10年以上前のことだから、ゴシック、デザインモチーフなんだっけでもとりあえずそのゴシック、ヨーロッパゴシックとかそういうものがモチーフだったと思います。はい。
It's been really long since I last did the development process for If, so I don't really remember. It's been about 10 over years ago. Basically, I've put forward a Gothic European style for Nor.
Okay, can we take another question from the right side this time? Okay.
Hi, what kind of work are you hoping to do in the future? Like game related or other series related? Thank you.
Yeah. 仕事は大体やれてしまったんですよ。なんで、でもハリウッド映画とかはすごく好きなので、でも多分近い将来アニメーションでちょっとコンセプトデザインに参加したりもしたので、ハリウッド映画なんで、そのうち発表はすると思うんですけど、はい。制作中ですね。はい。
Honestly, I've really done everything I really wanted to, but I do like Hollywood a lot, like the films and anything related to Hollywood. I would really like to work on a Hollywood animation project, and which is actually currently happening. I am participating in one, and I think they will be able to announce the details quite soon.
Taking another question from the right side.
Hi, this may be a bit of a long question, so apologies in advance. I'd just like to ask, what's the philosophy behind the use of colors when designing characters that make them very memorable and striking? A few examples I can give is the shades of purple and red used in Fire Emblem Face to distinguish the cast, the striking shade of red and purple when designing Travis's jacket in No More Heroes, the use of blue in Chrome and Lucina's outfit, and finally the color yellow in AI the Somnium Files. Thank you.
メインになるカラーについては、ルキナに関してはそのままマルスのカラーを、引き継いでるっていうだけのことだったりしますね。で、トラビスに関しては毎回ディレクターの須田さんから今回は何色でっていうのを言われるので、その通りにやってるっていう感じです。
Honestly, regarding Lucina, it's literally just mask color palette carried over with little to no changes. But regarding Travis, Travis's color palette changes according to Suga director's orders each time. So it's all from him.
Can we have another question?
Hello, Sensei. I find that your art is really beautiful and amazing. Just one non-technical question. What's your favorite anime and games when you are young and now?
すごい裏付きましたね。セイントセイヤ、あと北斗の拳。もう本当もうドンピシャの世代だったので、小さい頃はそれでした。はい。今はアニメやゲームをすることより子供たちと旅行をしたり、ロードバイクで自転車で旅をしたり、ウクレレを弾いたり、映画を見たり、そっちの方が好きです。
When I was a child, the titles would be like Dragon Ball, Doraemon, Muscle Man, Saint Seiya, The Fist of the North Star, and while I see these titles, I can really see a lot of you just nodding in absolute agreement. And I really grew up in the golden age of these sort of things. But currently, right now, rather than playing and consuming these media, I'm spending more time with my two daughters. We go a lot of traveling, and I like to spend time also cycling long distances using a road bicycle and playing the ukulele and so on.
Thank you.
Okay, can we have another question? Hi, I would just like to ask a Fire Emblem question. Which Fire Emblem characters do you consider one of the most difficult, yet it's your favorite design for Sensei? Thank you.
ファイアーエンブレムのキャラクター全部苦労するんですよ。
Honestly, every single Fire Emblem is really difficult to draw.
ポイントがあるじゃないですか。
Because they're like, you know, they have armor and all that. It's such a pain.
その中では、でもルーキナが一番アイコニックキャラクターとしてデザインできたって言ってます。
Well, I suppose in that vein also, it has to be Kusina, since she's been designed such in very iconically.
And another question would be, when it comes to designing characters and especially redo a design, does your client ever give you a very tight schedule? If so, if you don't mind, how short is the tight schedule?
本当厳しい時は本当1週間でできますかみたいなのも来たりしますし、僕常に5個か6個ぐらいのプロジェクトに関わっているので、どんな依頼が来ても厳しいんですよ。いつでも厳しいです。
Honestly, the most tighter schedule I've ever received was an order of like, can you do this in 1 week? And I'm always constantly involved in like 5 to 6 projects. So honestly, every single moment is very difficult.
でも自分のキャリアにとってこれはプラスになるなっていう感覚であれば、どんなに急な仕事でも結構無理して時間を空けて急いで仕上げたりっていうことも結構あります。
But in my own personal workflow, I do make it a point to like, if there's any emergency fixes or submissions, I do sort of like force apart my schedule and make for that emergency fix and whatnot so that I'll be able to meet that deadline.
Can we have another question? No one would like to ask? Oh, okay.
When it comes to creating character designs, other than the ideas given by the client, what kind of references do you use to come up with the character concept that you have made?
はい、あります。僕は基本的にはそのクライアントからこういうキャラクターを描いてほしいっていう10の依頼が来たら、それに2個か3個をつけて12か3ぐらいで返すようにはしてます。そういうこんなアイデア入れたんですねって言ってクライアントが驚いてくれるのがすごく好きなので、
During the creation process, I do have my own sources, and whenever like I go through the document and like an idea pops up in mind, sometimes I do submit in like 2 or 3 variations of the design because I think that, you know, maybe we can take things a bit differently, maybe we can do it this way, and maybe hopefully surprise the client.
なんかその洋服とかいや基本的にはやっぱり機能があってこそデザインは輝くものと僕は思っているので、この服はこういう意味があってこうなってるんですよっていうのが分かるようなデザインをするようにしています。
And especially when designing clothes, more specifically like Western style clothes, I do believe that if you put like a functionality to that outfit, it definitely makes it stand out a bit more. And just having this little thought process of like, when you look at something and you're like, oh, perhaps maybe this character is using for this sort of use, I think that is a really interesting design aspect to have it.
例えばこのクロムとかは右腕を出してほしいっていうのはクライアントの要望なんですけど、 左肩を隠したのは剣を構えた時に左が前に来るから左にだけアーマーをつけたりとかそういうアイテムですね。
For example, this character Chrome that I have in the previous male character on the left, if you notice that his right arm is actually exposed, this right arm exposure is an order from the client. This is what they wanted. But for the left side, it was left up to me. So, but whenever Chrome gets into sort of like a stance, like ready to fight, he would actually stretch out his left arm forward so that he'll be protected first. Hence why I put that armor of plate there.
最初にだからクロームデザインした時に言い方は全部出してくれって言われた時に
But then, even though that little like detail I added in, all of the art that I did for Chrome onwards still had to face his right exposed arm forward to the viewer, so you couldn't really see his plated shoulder. So I was a bit disappointed.
Yes.
Okay, we can have another question. Sorry.
Can you tell us more about Lisa's character design? Like, what inspirations did you draw from? And can you tell us maybe any fun facts you have about her design if you happen to remember?
I'm so sorry. Which title was this for?
Awakening. I think in Japanese it's called this. Yeah, this.
クロームシステム
Yeah, hi.
リズは最初クライアントからすごく暗い性格の女の子っていう指示が来てたんです。で、僕それに気づかずに明るい女の子って明るい女の子というか僕にも妹がいるんですけど、僕の妹はすごく気が強い子なんですね。なのでその妹をなんとなくイメージしてデザインしたらこっちの方がいいですねってなって今の明るいリズになりました。
When the order came for creating this, actually what was written in the document was that this character has a very dark personality, they're very sullen, they're very sunken. But me personally, I did not see this sentence specifically when I started work, and it just ended up with a very bubbly and cheery character design. Because what I paid attention was that this is the sister of Crow, and my own sister, younger sister, is actually very bubbly and cheery, and she is a very willful and strong person. So I've actually put that into Lisa's design. So all in all, it was actually a character born from my mistake.
Okay, we can take another question. Okay, I see you in front.
Hello, this is a question for iSomnium Files. There's this mascot called Aibo. I was wondering if it was intended for it to be a cute-looking mascot from the beginning, and were there any challenges to designing it? And also, does Spike Chunsoft love bears?
人が死んだり殺人事件とかを扱う暗い世界設定なので、なるべくユーザーの人にポジティブな気持ちでゲームをプレイしてもらおうという気持ちもあって、マスコットキャラクターはちょっと愛着の湧くような、でもちょっと不気味な、そんなコンセプトでデザインをしていました。
AI Somnus Monks itself is a really dark game that involves a lot of like crime and death. So I've created this character to look really cute to hopefully balance out that sort of morbid feeling to give like a more happier feeling to the player. But it is a bit like, jarring, I suppose, at times.
ちなみにこの人間版のアイコンを実は人間の眼球を元にデザインしてます。人間の眼球があって後ろに神経がつながってて赤い血管があるんです。そういうのをイメージしたこれデザインです。
And for the human version of Aibo is their main visual motif is actually the human eyelid, like the underneath. That's why there's a bit of redness to it.
So it is.
Yes. Yes.
May I know what's your favorite character in AI the Somnium Falls?
今はここあったかな。入れてたかな。
マリオミキーマウス。
Okay, we can do another question. Okay.
Look at that Bruno man
With
that bunny.
Design, you create one. When creating a design, do you create one that you think a client and your customer would like and fit with their experience over your style, or do you try to make the design suit your taste?
クライアントさんが喜ぶがプロとしての姿勢としては第一番だと思います。
As a professional character designer, what I must prioritize first is definitely the client. So out of everything, I need to please the client first and foremost.
Hope that's answer your question.
でもそのやってくださいって言われた中に自分のやりたいことをちょっと入れて楽しむってことが大事です。
But even that being said, even though if the client has given you that order as well, you should also find something in that work that you enjoy and also emphasize on it.
Okay, we can do another one. Oh, okay, I see you.
How do you make the design stylish and functional at the same time? Do you do any research beforehand? Because, for example, Fire Emblem has very stylish uniforms and armor as well. Even the NPCs design slap. So if you could answer that, I would be very happy. Fire Emblem even your character design majestic-y, daisuki desu.
Thank you so much. Thank you. はい、調べることはもちろん毎回してますし、何よりもその合理性っていうものがやっぱりデザインって生きてくると思うんですよ。合理的に正しいものはデザインとしても美しく見えやすいっていう傾向があるので、確かアメリカのゲーム会社のブリザードはキャラクターのデザインをするとそのコスチュームをそのまま作って稼働をちゃんとできるかどうかと、確かめてやってるらしいんですよ。そういうデザインが本当は、すごく正しいデザインの仕方だな、合理的なデザインの仕方だなっていうふうに思います。
Regarding the research part, definitely. Research, I do a lot of it always, every single time. It is very important, and especially when you are making visual information such as designs, it is very important to have an element of logic to the designs. Like when you see something, it needs to make sense to you. And other than that, it also needs to be easy to recognize. As an example, Lizard actually makes their designs physically, like a physical costume, and they do put it on and move around in it to make sure that does this part make sense? Like, is it easy to move in?
Yes.
Yes, we can take 2 more questions in this case. Okay.
Thank you. When it came to the second generation in Fire Emblem, did you design a child while still designing the parent, or did all the children come after the parents' designs were finished?
Sorry, just a minor clarification. Is this for both Wiccan and if?
Oh, yes. Generally.
Ah, そうです。はい、まず最初に親のデザインを決めて、その次に実はこの人には子供がいるから、この人をイメージしたキャラクターの子供をデザインしてくださいっていうことで、2番目にデザインしました。でもルキナは最初にデザインしました。親とクロムが父親で、ルキナが娘でっていうのは最初決まってたので、それは最初に決めたんですけど、他のいわゆる子供世代は、親をまず決めてから子供を決めました。
Yes, regarding the second generation final characters, that is the children in Awakening and Fates, yes, I actually make the parents' design first, and then I'll take those parents' designs as the base for the children. But Lucina and Chrome are a bit of a special case since they have been sort of decided from the get-go. So Lucina and Chrome were sort of designed at the same time.
Okay, last question, okay.
When working a design, do you just explore fully with the concept given by your clients, or just the basic reference level and focus on it, just look cool or appealing for all the characters? When working a design, do you just explore fully with the concept given by your clients, or just the basic surface level and focus on it, just look cool or appealing for all the characters?
Are you sort of like contemplating or worrying about that? Or like thinking deeply about it?
そう。でも基本的にそのストーリー上でどうしても必要なデザインというのが絶対あるんですよ。で、このデザインはいらないんじゃないかっていうのは僕の方から提案して、これは必要ですか、これは必要ないですかっていうことは聞いて、 これは絶対じゃないですっていうことは外して自分のやりたいデザインをそこに組み込んだりとかっていうことはあります。
I do like ask the client like, is this design going to be needed? Is it going to be implemented? And if they say no, then I would actually forego that order, that task, and go to another task that really interests me and something that makes me enjoy the process much more.
僕でも結構仕事相手の人とすごく楽しくこうジョークを言って相手を笑わせたりとかその場のこうコミュニケーションみたいなのをすごく取るのでそういった関係づくりっていうのも意外と必要だったりします。
But I do make it a point personally to like approach the client or the person involved to like sort of like get to know them a bit more, perhaps maybe make them laugh a bit. I'm the kind of person who like to build a firm bridge of communications, and from there we can sort of like discuss a few things out.
例えばそのファイアーエンブレム覚醒と、IF のディレクターの前田さんにもうちょっと冗談っぽくちょっと超量のキャラクターばっかりやってくださいよゲラゲラみたいな結構あります。
This is just an example, like when I was having a discussion with the Fire Emblem Fates director, I would just like jokingly tell him like, just don't like keep telling me to like draw all these big boba characters all the time.
本当にね、前田さんはおっぱいの胸の大きさが好きらしくて、毎回必ずこう注文に入ってるさ、キャラクター設定に入ってる。これは絶対ですか？これは絶対ですかって毎回聞くんですけど。
And especially that the director of Fates, Maeda-san, would always like come back to me like, please draw another big boba character. And then I would go back to him like, are you really sure this is needed? Really? This is a true story.
I believe.
Okay, so I hope all questions have been answered. Is the sensei wants to add anything, like maybe before we end the session?
そうですか。いいもので最後ですか。
Really? Are we going to just end it with this one question?
Oh, you want to take in more questions?
Yes.
Okay, so sensei is willing to take more questions. Any more on the floor? Yes.
Yes.
This is about Inigo from Fire Emblem Awakening, or Azure in Japanese. If you remember, can you say anything about his design process and like the way he came back in Fire Emblem Fates as Clash Warrior? About Inigo from Fire Emblem Awakening, or Azure in Japanese. Can you say anything about his design process? Like what you thought about while designing him?
I really vividly remember while designing him was that when you look at his face, you would feel like a soft spring breeze in your face, kind of feeling.
Thank you.
Was that good for you?
でもキャラクターのその元ネタみたいなのがあって、ガロー伝説っていう昔ゲームがあったんですけど、ガローマーク・オブ・ウォルベスっていうゲームがあったんですよ。それの主人公でギーサ・ハワードの息子で、名前忘れちゃったな。
Rock Howard, is it?
Just hang on for a moment, we are searching up a few names.
そうそう、ロック・ハワード。
Rock Howard.
ロック・ハワードはなんかこうイメージ元では最初にありました。
Yes, well, that was like the origin of the character design, kind of. It was from a Fatal Fury, otherwise known as Garo Densetsu. Otherwise known as Garo Densetsu in Japan. He was designed, how do I say this? I took Rock Howard as the base for his design.
Okay, any more questions? Yes.
Some personal detail on some of the work that has been done over the years. Actually, I kind of picked up on how the work is done. Actually, there's one character in the game that quite interested is there's one character called the Korean that has been designed by the Sensei himself. So, I just want to know what the thought process is on this character. Because the reception of the character they kind of came out is like quite extreme, like people that like it, people that hate it and really hates it. So just curious, how is it?
はい、ラッキークロイですね。あれはね、僕、依頼が来た時には、ダンサーの女の子のキャラクターデザインお願いしますって言って、ダンサーで女の子だとね、ニューヨーク出身のストリートダンサーみたいな女の子、最初デザインしたんですよ。そしたら、開発元からもっと萌え萌えにしてくださいって言われて、でも本当仕方なくですよ、仕方なく猫耳もつけてください、尻尾もつけてくださいって言われて、最終的にああいうふうになったんですけど、それがアメリカの方で大炎上しまして、あの後ジャパンエキスポかな、ジャパンエキスポでプロデューサーの原田さんに会った時に、なんかちょっとラッキークロイが炎上しちゃって、すいませんねって言ったんですよ。そしたら原田さんが、実はね、あれね、マーケティング的にわざと炎上させたんですよって言うんですよね。それ、なんで僕でやるんですかみたいな、すごい思ったんですよ。はい。
Yes, Lucky Chloe, isn't it? Yes, Lucky Chloe is actually a dancer girl, and in the past, I actually had designed a similar character. They are from, she's from New York and she's a street dancer. So I basically took that past design and sort of like thought process back to Lucky Chloe. But the client had asked me to make it extremely like very cutesy, very moe, and they told me to like slap on some cat ears and a tail and all these kind of things. And you know, the North American territories, but they absolutely loved it. They loved it so much. And I believe that during Japan Expo, the director of the game, Hanada-san, actually gotten some really good reviews in person regarding this. And I just just messaged Hanada-san I'm kind of sorry that Lucky Chloe is getting all this reception and it's sort of troubling you. And Hanada-san actually responded back to me. Actually, this was on purpose. I purposely, drove her to the extreme to get this sort of reaction from everyone.
僕も鉄拳は初代からずっと遊んでるファンだったので、僕が一番葛藤してた、世界中の誰よりも僕が一番葛藤してたってことは知ってくれると嬉しいです。
And I would just like everyone to know that I've been playing Tekken since the very first installment and I played a lot. So please just keep that in mind.
でもよく考えると鉄拳ってロボットは出るし、恐竜は出るし、カンガルーは出るし、博士は出るし、結構めちゃくちゃなゲームなんで、今となってはいいのかなって思うし、なんか割と今はクロエのデザインもすごく気に入ってます。
Now that I look back on the Tekken series as a whole, it has a really interesting cast. You have like a robot, you have a dinosaur, you have all these little funny, colorful characters, and you know what? Maybe Lucky Chloe isn't too bad, and I've actually taken a liking to her design.
ちなみにラッキークロエっていう名前は最初クロエっていう名前だけだったんですけど、それだけだと面白くないので、ニューヨークの、1900年代初頭ぐらいにいたラッキー・ルチアーノっていうマフィアのボスがいて、銃弾で撃たれても生き残ったからあだ名がラッキー・ルチアーノっていう 名前になったバリアのボスがいたんですね。でそれにちなんでこんな華奢な女の子が戦うにはラッキーがないと無理だろうと思って、じゃあ僕がこうラッキークロエって名前どうですかってことにしてそれが通って今の名前になってます。
Actually, Lucky Chloe never really had this name from development. Initially, she was, the order was given to me, and this character was just called Chloe. But personally, just naming her Chloe wasn't so interesting. So I thought back that since we're talking about New York, in New York there's this mafia boss called Lucky Luciano. It is said that he was shot once, like in a very fatal region, but he made it out alive. So I thought that maybe why don't we include that sort of thing here, because Chloe herself is actually like, a very cutesy girl in this like gritty world, and she's very lucky to actually survive. So let's make it Lucky Chloe. And I pitched that idea to the team, and they loved it, and here we are.
Okay, taking one last question at this moment.
Okay, as when you make the game for the client, what is the most confusing request from the client itself?
Ah, でも発注する人が頭の中に最終的なビジョン、こうしたいっていうビジョンのない人からの依頼っていうのが一番困って、何を書いてもこうじゃないこうじゃないっていうふうに言われるんですよね、そういう企画って。だからたまにあるんですよ、そういう依頼が。そういうのが一番難しいです。
Definitely has to be like from the person itself pitching the order, because in the production pipeline there will be a lot of PICs, a lot of staff members here and there. So there will be a person to actually like put together the order. Like yes, we need person A, person B, and all that. The person who's writing this document sometimes may not have like a clear image in their mind of like the sort of character or design they want. And when that happens, and I make a submission, they're like, no, we actually wanted this way. And then another submission, no, this changes a little bit more. So it's just like this endless loop of like, we're not getting anywhere. They don't have a clear image. So this is a very difficult sort of thing to deal with.
Okay, so that ends today's session. But before that, can we have Sensei to, yes, we ending? Yeah.
はい、マレーシア3日間でしたけど、すごく食べ物がすごく美味しいし、マクドナルドでまさかお米が出てくるとは思わなかったので、びっくりしたんですけど、本当に気候もすごく良くて、聞いたことのない鳥の声とかも毎日聞いてて、楽しかったなって思ってます。また機会があったら遊びに行きたいなと思います。はい。
It has been about 3 days since I've been in Malaysia, and honestly, the food has been absolutely delicious. And honestly, the biggest sort of like cultural shock to me that the fact that McDonald's here actually serves rice as their food. And ever since I came here, I've seen that there's such a lot of so many ways to consume chicken. So yes, if given the opportunity, I'll definitely like to come back again.
Thanks so much.
I think everyone will also welcome Sensei back, maybe together with your daughters as well, for vacation, for work. You know, Malaysia is a great place. Thank you so much for coming. Can we have a group photo together? Okay, so to make things